Excuse me. Excuse me. Your Honor, I just got one question. No, it's a legitimate question, okay? And I promise you, when I ask the question, you're gonna realize that it's legitimate under the rules, and that it literally will change the tone and context of these proceedings. Or what's my question? Well, my question is simple. Do you understand, according to the law, that a material alteration of the note, a material alteration of the note, is enough to call into question standing and validity of these proceedings? It depends on the alteration. Okay. Now, the first thing I need to point out to make sure everybody understands is that if they are claiming to be the lender, and I am not under any circumstances supporting that theory. Yeah, no. It is a theory. How is it a theory? Well, they went to the Fed discount window. They didn't borrow money from the Fed. I borrowed that from the Fed. Better go look at the statute. They don't get to borrow money from the Fed. No, go take a look at the statute. They don't get to borrow money from the Fed. Only I can borrow money from the Fed. What do you mean they don't get to borrow? They don't get to borrow money from the Fed. They're not allowed. What do you mean? What am I talking about? Okay, go ahead and find the statute that says that they can borrow from the Fed. Go ahead. I dare you. You see, because I can show you the operating circular that they borrow on my behalf. In order for them to borrow from the Fed, they'd have to go through another bank to borrow from the Fed. They would have to become the U.S. borrower, and they cannot borrow directly from the Fed. It's not possible. The law is not written that way. No. When Congress amended the Federal Reserve Act, they amended it not so that these commercial banks can borrow from the Fed. That was never the case. The law was originally, the Federal Reserve Act, for the people to borrow. Not for the banks to borrow. The banks only operate as intermediaries. Yeah, they needed somebody to do the paperwork. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Unless they can prove that they didn't go through the discount window, because the discount window was for me. It is not for them. The discount window is for me because I went through them to borrow the money from the Fed. Well, okay, let's pull out operating circular number 10. Now look at section 12.3. It says that they are borrowing money from the Federal Reserve on the borrower's behalf. Yeah, it calls the borrower a bank. Well, borrowing money from a bank, the Federal Reserve is a bank because they perform banking business. Congress ratified the definition of what a banking institution was with the Federal Reserve Act amendment, known as the TWEA. No, not TWA. Come on now. Man, they defunct. They ain't no airline no more. TWEA. Not no World Wrestling Federation type of EA. No Electronic Arts. This is TWA, Trading with the Enemy Act. Yeah, they changed the definition of what a bank is. They said a bank is any person and or corporation and or, pay attention, partnership engaged in banking business. It says any form of banking business. Well, borrowing money from a bank, the Federal Reserve, is banking business. The Federal Reserve gives out loans. They are performing banking business. So it's banking business. So when I'm performing banking business, such as the loan evidences banking business, that makes me the bank. Yeah, I know. Unless you got evidence to the contrary, please shut up. Okay? Would the owner of the Honda Seville, please shut up. Honda doesn't make Sevilles? Exactly. So shut up. Now, as I was saying, that's material. That alters the characteristics of the promissory note. No, they're saying that I promised to pay them. I didn't promise to pay them anything. No, that only allowed them to get the funds from the Federal Reserve. Yeah, the wording of that document is inconsequential. What do you mean? I suggest you pay attention. Yeah, I didn't borrow funds from them. I can prove it. We'll have them show you the account they put the funds in. And let's find out where them funds came from. No. You were operating on a presumption. See, you're thinking that's a promise to pay. Well, the moment, go back and look at section 12.3. It calls it pledged collateral. Yeah, the Federal Reserve Act says that I gave them collateral. Oh, and it says they must receive it at par, equal value, face value. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't borrow money from them. I paid them. A promissory note is a payment when delivered to the Federal Reserve with the application. You don't believe me? Well, the application, go ahead and look at appendix number 3 of operating circular number 10. Yeah, you'll see it says application. Oh, you like them codes? Well, go look at 12 USC 412. It says that my application to borrow from the Federal Reserve, along with my promissory note or bill of exchange or banker's acceptance, trade acceptance, draft, it says that it constitutes collateral and security. And guess what it tells you? That my collateral security can never under any circumstances be less than the total amount of reserve notes applied for. See, I'm applying for the advancement of Federal Reserve notes. Yeah, they advanced those notes to me in exchange for the collateral security. And then guess what we do with the collateral security? Because of the Securities Act, I get to pledge it. And they pledge it for me. And guess what they do with that? They open up an account in my name. So enough, and they become the custodians. Go back and look at 12.3. It's all right there. See, this is material evidence. That's a material alteration of this whole promissory note thing. The moment I gave it to them and they accepted it along with the application that's filled out at closing, that alters the note, converts it to a security that they pledged. You can't pledge a promissory note. What do you mean? Oh, God, no. You cannot pledge a promissory note. I really will implore you to go and find evidence to the contrary. It is not possible to pledge a promissory note. But you know what you can do? You can pledge collateral. Securities Act says so, and the borrowing custody agreement says so. No. Everybody's going to be coming in and saying this to you from now on. Yeah, it changes the whole dynamics of this. Oh, y'all owe this and y'all owe that, and a promissory note. You signed a promissory note. It changes that. Y'all not able to say that to people no more. Oh, no. They gon' you guys are recording this hearing. They're going to go back and listen to this to the point where, man, they're going to be writing up petitions and motions and all that stuff. Oh, y'all in trouble now. What? What you mean? No, you can't dismiss this in my favor. I don't care if you're doing it in my favor or not. No, we need to have, nope, we going all the way. Okay? Jeffrey Osborne, we're going all the way. Okay? I just need you to understand, I don't want you dismissing this with prejudice, barring them from, no, I don't want you to bar them. They're not drunk. Yeah. No, don't you dare. Let them drink as much as they want. I'm going to bar them. No. Let them drink as much as they want because they sitting up there getting high on their own supply, sitting up here lying and saying that they're the lender. What do you mean? Section 12.3 says they're not the lender. They went to the discount window. By going to the discount window, they are not lending the money. The Federal Reserve is not giving them the money to lend to me. Oh, I told you like them codes. 12 USC 414. It says that the Federal Reserve Bank gives it to them, my intermediary or my agent, on my behalf. They're not lending the money to them to give to me. They're giving them the money to give to me in exchange or in advance of receiving my collateral security. So just have them produce that that account number that the Federal Reserve advancement, because they went to the Fed window, they already admitted it. So if they went to the Fed window, that means funds came from the Fed. What's the amount they received from the Fed? Yeah, over collateralized amount. What's that amount? Ooh, would you look at there, y'all? They have the receipts. Wait, let's do the math. Oh, that's almost 900% more than what I originally requested. Look at how much money they got sitting in that account. Wait, whose name is that account? My name? That's in my name? Oh, shoot, you ain't said nothing but butterscotch and snip snaps. Mm-hmm. That's in my name. All right, now I want you to order them to give me access to my account. That's my account. It's in my name. That's in my name. Ownership. So, yeah, with prejudice. Oh, yeah, you can do it now. I just need to put all that on the record. Just in case you said that I didn't say this and didn't say, I wanted to say everything. All right. What? A game changer? Nah, I'm not a game changer. Huh? Oh, don't come to your coat no more? You don't want to talk to me no more? What? I didn't make that police officer look stupid. He did that to himself. What? And then I just interfered with no, I did not interfere with no whole mortgage industry. You ain't supposed to have no industry in mortgages anyway. Ain't supposed to be no mortgages associated with this process. Go back and look at the Federal Reserve. They don't say nothing about no stupid mortgage. Yeah, y'all been running that scam. Oh, that's why I can't show up in. Okay, well, I'm still gonna show up. Contempt. Oh, nah, I can kill your stupid contempt. No. See, there's no provision in law for contempt. Go back and read the Constitution. You can't hold one of the people in contempt. That's why all we got to do is say, I apologize to the court. And that kills your whole contempt, you stupid idiot. Oh, I can call you stupid. There ain't no law against calling you stupid. No, I said you're a stupid idiot. I didn't say the court's a stupid idiot. Contempt of judge is not a law, but contempt of court, now that's a statutory issue. So I ain't talking to the court. I'm talking to you. You ain't the court. Well, yeah, you may represent the court when you're following the law. But when you acting stupid, you ain't following the law. The law doesn't know stupid. I ain't never seen the law recognize stupid. Stupid? All right. I know you stupid. All right. Bye-bye. See you later.